opportunity for Safwan Baradin. Well done on Hannes, who's done a great turn and shot, but straight at Hassan Sani.
Well, Hannes in the...
By Shawal Anwar, and that will be it. Well, what a second half I think we had. That game came to life.
You are. I want it that way.
Singapore team. Chance to get past the keeper. Oh, he's made a very, very important interception there. A double save from Min Lat.
Got that challenge, and that's a beautiful pass. It's well weighted. A credit to...
15 years later, here we are. The other way round, it's a header in. Can they finish off? Irfan Fundi.
Irfan. Have a look at this. Teams from ASEAN come up against some of the big guns in Asia in qualifying.
It's another header. This time it makes its way back on the net. And it's that man again, Safwan Baradin.
That was saved.
Goes wide, takes a shot. A good goal, that is. And Irfan Fundi fires Singapore into a 2-0 lead.
Guys, I don't need it. Again, it's Song who
Perhaps.
starts it.
Looping header again. And it's Iksan who's got his brace, and Singapore's third.
Coming in from Shadan.
Just waiting for the ball to get under his feet. And that one was full of cameras, it felt like, for Min Lat.
Yeah, Nazrul with the supporting run up the pitch.
More than 3 minutes. And there we have it.
Huawei Nova 9, smartphone mid-range rasa flagship. Dengan 50 megapiksel ultra vision camera, bikin hasil foto kamu makin jernih. Ngevlog juga jadi makin oke dengan 32 megapiksel selfie camera. Dapatkan juga Huawei MateBook 14S, laptop mewah dan ringan untuk dukung produktivitas kamu.
And there you go, the first chance, real chance, it crashes off the crossbar. Pala, plenty of space, surging run from him on the left-hand side. The ball will just not fall. Super chalk, and it's a wild. The break, still alive here. Oh, he's just over. Lofts that into the box. That drops quite kindly, and it makes its way in. Perhaps a moment of controversy as far as Timor-Leste are concerned. He's doing well in that lone role. That was a hugely speculative attempt from Viegas, but it's now that one really stung. Trying to guide that in. Opening by Narabadin, and it is goal number 2, and he's finally got on the score sheet. Super Chok after some chances in the first half. Great work from Narabadin on the right hand side, and the referee has seen enough. Thailand defeat Timor-Leste by 2-0.
Huawei Nova 9, smartphone mid-range rasa flagship. Dengan 50 megapiksel ultra vision camera, bikin hasil foto kamu makin jernih. Ngevlog juga jadi makin oke dengan 32 megapiksel selfie camera. Dapatkan juga Huawei MateBook 14S, laptop mewah dan ringan untuk dukung
last of years, but is...
Huawei Nova 9. Smart for mid-range. 3, 2, 1.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine. Yanmar.
Great to see them here in this final, and it's great to see Thailand here in this final as well. A team that is incredibly well balanced. I touched on Indonesia's goals. Thailand has conceded just once in the 6 matches leading up to this final, but have also entertained as well. So for me, this is Thailand, a very balanced team. They know how to attack, they know how to get the goals, they know how to see a result out as well and be very professional and keep opposition sides out, up against an Indonesian team who I feel will get at them, will try and attack, will be brave and will not be afraid to face down and stare down this challenge.
There is Asnawi, the captain of Indonesia. He knows the responsibility, the expectations he has to bear for almost 300 million people. Expectations are absolutely massive. We talked about Indonesia. What about Thailand? They haven't won this competition since 2016. Here is the Indonesian lineup for you. They make 3 changes today. I think the most clear one is at left back with Pratama Arhan out through suspension. He's replaced by Edo Federiansyah. Irfan, who's been arguably one of the players of the tournament, gets to start today. He surprisingly did not start in the last game. And Didik Setiawan will be leading the line, as you can see here. They're going with a 4-2-3-1. There was a feeling that they might go with a 5, and Roshan will explain in a short while how they could well set up against Thailand as this match progresses. So, as I mentioned, Pratama Arhan is not available today. Ezra Walian is the striker that sits this out. They have been swapping their strikers around quite a bit, and Ramai Rumakek, the very fast attacker, will have to settle for a place on the bench. We talked about Asnawi on the left. What about this man here on the right? Chanatip Songkrasin, MVP in 2014 and 2016. One of the most recognizable faces in football from the region. And here is the starting lineup for Thailand. Incredibly, there are only 4 survivors from that second leg draw against Vietnam. Thirasin Dangda, the striker, Pitiwat in midfield, Chanatip we just spoke about, and Kritsada in the centre of defence. They will go with a 4-3-3. Pitiwat at the bottom of that diamond, Chanatip at the top, feeding Thirasin Dangda and Bordin Pala. And what that means is we have plenty of regulars not available. The big change, of course, that many people were talking about, another left-back who will not be joining us tonight because of a suspension, and that is Tiraton Bunmatan Chachai, is out for the tournament. The goalkeeper sustained a serious injury, and he will not be available again. We asked about Manuel Beer and Patompon as to why they were not available, and we were not given an answer to that one. They're not available on the bench either. So there is Mano Polking along with Shin Taeyong. On the bench, I should also add Sarat Yuyan, Titipan and Narubadin. So its changes are plenty, Roshan, more than perhaps many would have thought. But
Yeah,
it is the first leg.
Yeah, I was quite surprised actually when the Thailand lineup came out, but I guess I shouldn't be, because Mano Polking has spoken about using his squad and about having faith in each and every member of that squad. And we've seen throughout this competition, he's not been afraid to make those changes. A couple of them enforced, especially at left back with Tristan Doe coming into that position, but Roller as well at right back. So what it does is it gives them a lot of more energy, those fresh legs into the side. So I'll be interested to see how they sort of repay his faith here.
Yeah, he's not only just given them effectively a dead rubber against Singapore, but he's also given them some time in the final over 2 legs, which is great from him. And there's a roar from the crowd as we have the AFF Suzuki Cup 2020 final get underway. And Roshan, take us through perhaps how Indonesia will set up. They're going with a 4-2-3-1, but you feel that that's an opportunity for Devanga, or Alfreandra Devanga, to slip back if he needs to?
Well, they have that option, right, with Alfreandra, who can drop into that back line if they need to go into a back 3.
Huawei Nova 9. Smart for mid-range, rasa flagship. Dengan 50 megapiksel ultra vision camera, bikin hasil foto kamu makin jernih. Ngevlog juga jadi makin oke dengan 32 megapiksel selfie camera. Dapatkan juga Huawei MateBook 14S. Laptop mewah dan ringan untuk dukung produktivitas kamu. 3, 2, 1.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine. Yammar.
At any point in this game, they've also got Rahmat Irianto who can do that.
Here's Bordin Pala. It's a good run into the penalty area. They've almost bundled it in through Supachok. What a start that could have been for Thailand.
Well, it would have been a real nightmare for Indonesia. Fakhruddin just falling over. Bordin with far too much pace and power here. Lovely first touch in behind, and then you think Fakhruddin's favourite to that. But Nadeo, excellent once again with that double save. But yeah, just going back to, as we see this chance once more. I think it's come off the hand of Supachok. with that formation. So you can have Rahmat Irianto as well, just dropping into that back line if you need to. But I think this 4-2-3-1 worked for them because it allows Ricky Kambuaya to have sort of that license to roam.
Here's Philip Roller. Chanatip! Oh, what a start this has been! Thailand in the lead with a scorcher from their skipper.
What a start for Thailand. They're on it. They are on it. Wonderful finish from Chanatip as well. He's on the edge of the area. He just peels away from Alfeandra, who has to go and help his defense out. No protection from the midfield there. They get drawn all over the place. You can see Rahmat Irianto leaves his midfield position, his central midfield position, gets dragged out, and so does Alfeandra. The number 13 goes out to try and stop Philip Roller. And then Alfeandra, as Roller beats 2-3 players in there, draws those defenders towards him, and then that creates a space for Chanatip to go and power that home. What a finish.
Fantastic goal from Chanatip Songkrasin, who's now got 3. Remember, he scored 2 in the first leg, semi-final against Vietnam. And they just have not allowed Indonesia to settle at all. Philip Roller helping to win that ball. Perseverance from him on that right-hand side. And it is very, very impressive here from the Thais. Indonesia now trailing by a goal early on. A nightmare start for them.
A great start for Thailand, and I think we expected this from Thailand, didn't we? In the sense that, you know, they're not afraid to go out and try and kill the game off in the first leg.
This is exactly what they did against Vietnam, isn't it?
That's exactly where I was going with that, Chez.
And ironically, this is what Indonesia did with Singapore in the early stages of that second leg in particular. They love Indonesia themselves to go up with quick, brisk start. Look at that. The Thai fans will be absolutely delighted with that. Clearance away by Kritsada, has been one of the stand-up performers in this competition. Irfan with that touch on. Here's Chanatip. Look at that, the pirouette from him. We were not quite at the same tournament, were we, in 2018? We didn't have the joy of watching Chanatip, did we? And this is what we're missing, Roshan.
He's a class apart, right? And I feel like I've said this a few times now in this competition with Chanatip. It's just a different level. And the spaces that he occupies as well, he's just so intelligent. He's always got his head on a swivel, scanning in this environment, understanding. And even if he doesn't receive, what he's going to do is he's going to drag players out of position as well. And that will create a space for someone else to then go and use. But that first goal, Philip Roller, I thought was excellent. And again, we talk about dragging players towards you, and that's exactly what Philip Roller did. Dragging that midfield, essentially. Those 2 sitting midfielders of Indonesia, Irianto and Dewanga, that are supposed to protect on the edge of the penalty area. Both of them got dragged across. This is a look at the goal again. Roller here, wonderful work, lovely bit of skill. Irianto gets dragged across, Dewanga gets dragged across, and then that leaves that space on the edge of the penalty box for Chanatip to go and exploit.
Not a man you want to give space to, Chanatip Songkrasin. He's exploited that one fully. Thailand on the ball. Wiratep trying to get that up to Borden Pala, who's up there with Tirasin. Now Super Chop. He's got Philip Roller. Thailand with a corner.
You know, the new age term for being able to draw defenders towards you is apparently called gravity. Where you drag players along with you.
I like sucked in the past, but
yeah, exactly. I mean,
gravity.
It is what it is, you know.
Okay.
We're gonna try and keep up with the times, I guess.
Gravity. Okay, so that's what the kids say.
Yep.
Here is Thailand now with that corner. And that actually wasn't all that far away from Elias Dola, who had a free header. Now Roller, who came into the squad late, flew in from Germany. Thailand have got the ability to call upon very, very talented players. They've got the best league in Southeast Asia. Gritsada. Now Widatep. He's not been a regular in this lineup. Certainly been very good. And there's Paul King saying, calm down. Lots and lots of time.
There he goes in his black shirt and jeans combination, tucked in, sleeves rolled up. You see Gritsada is taking a bit of contact.
What I could say about you right now, Roshan.
Gritsada, 22 years of age, by the way, just a reminder. And wonderful quality shown in that back line. He's normally a defensive midfielder as well. And this really supports it. Is one of the... I'm going to add this to evidence of this theory that I've got of defensive midfielders slotting into central defense easily. Whereas central defenders can't play in central midfield. It's a disaster for them.
If the central defenders out there are listening, let us know your thoughts. So here come Thailand again through Rolla. He looks up. Looking to get that up to Thirasin Dangda. Butiwa. Ambitious from him. Well, he'll be absolutely delighted. He talked again about bringing this trophy back. And now on to 3 goals. He's 1 away from his countryman, Thirasin Dangda. They're the only 2 at the moment. Irfan Jai's got 3. He's got a chance as well. Witan Sulaiman has got 2. Those are the only players left. And there's Witan Sulaiman, who had a swing at the ball and missed. They haven't really got on it at all, have they, Roshan?
No, they haven't. And, you know, Thailand coming into this, obviously the more experienced of the 2 sides. The players who have featured in this competition.
LA Ice with Energize. Double layer cooling technology gives you the ultimate fresh sensation. LA Ice, king of ice.
Huawei Nova 9, smart for mid-range, rasa flagship. Dengan 50 megapiksel ultra vision camera, bikin hasil foto kamu makin jernih. Ngevlog juga jadi makin oke dengan 32 megapiksel selfie camera.
Competition and players who have won this competition previously. Indonesia, very young squad, a very young side, and there was lots of excitement from some of their players coming into this final, and you wonder at times if that excitement just gets a bit too much for you. You know, it's got to be at a certain sort of level. So you almost see Thailand just break in midfield.
Yeah, Thailand have the 2nd oldest squad in the tournament after Singapore, and Indonesia have one of the youngest after the likes of Timor-Leste, Cambodia and Laos. And that's one of the things that Shin Tae-yong has done. He's lowered the average age, hasn't he, of this squad. He's been very deliberate in that. He's been very deliberate about who he's picking. He wants players he can kind of mold, Roshan, into his vision.
That's right. I think the key for Indonesian football going forward is to get as many of these younger guys as they can moving overseas and playing overseas and experiencing a different level, a different culture, a different way of playing as a professional footballer, living as a professional footballer for them, because it's a talented team that's got a big, bright future ahead of them.
Yeah, right now, of course, people talk about the likes of Witan Sulaiman who's just there on the ball. We've got Egi Maulana who's on the bench, along with Elkan Baggett. These are their overseas based stars. But look at Thailand again. And it's away by Fakhruddin. That right-hand side has been productive for Thailand. Widatep. There's Supachok. Let's see the idea. Just a little too much on that for Roller.
Yeah, and just notice as well the position that Roller had taken up there. You know, the rotation of positions that they're employing here, Thailand. You know, it's popping up in different areas, different spaces. And if you're defending in those situations, if you're ball watching, you get caught off guard very quickly. Indonesia just not looking like themselves early on here in this one. And if
couple of
you're
straight passes,
defending in those
loose touches.
situations, if you're ball watching, you
really
get caught off
applying
guard
the
very
pressure.
quickly. Making sure that the Indonesian players don't have much time on the ball. It's a lovely touch from Super Chok.
Back to Roller. Elias Dola. Cross to Kritsada. Playing with supreme confidence, and as soon as I say that, he's given the ball away. And that is a poor ball, I'm afraid, from Witan Sulaiman, who's normally so assured of himself, the young man. I just wonder, Roshan, how much this is playing in the head. Of course, they've talked about the psychology of coming into this, and knowing the history, Roshan, you can't ignore it. It's 5 editions, 5 finals you've been to, 5 that you've lost. It's in there somewhere in the psyche, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. And it's something that has mystified me for years and years. And I've spoken about it previously. I don't think there's an easy answer to it. Probably need like an entire series of shows to really go and investigate it. But I'm amazed by it. I'm amazed at that record. And you think with this young side here, perhaps an opportunity to, you know, shake off some of that. I'm going to use the word failure, but I mean, I don't think making it to final is that much of a failure.
Well, here's Rolla looking at Borden Pala to get on the end of it. Right-hand side has really caused problems, hasn't it?
Yeah, I mean, they're all over this Indonesian team.
I just wonder, Roshan, whether they've thought, well, it's not Pratama there. The pace he's got. Edo Febrianto.
Ini contoh kata tanpa penekanan. Mau tahu?
Yeah, and the thing is, Philip Roller has got plenty of pace, loves getting forward into advanced areas. He's a quality player. And when you think about the options that they have, it's incredible.
Fullback is an embarrassment of riches, isn't it?
Tristan can come in on this left-hand side. Obviously, a very different player to Teraton. Philip Roller can come on that right-hand side and can get forward into. He can even play as one of the front 3 if they absolutely need him to.
Narabud is kicking his heels on the bench today. Back by Tirasin. He gets a return ball. Tirasin slips that through. Super Chok. On the volley! And that was almost sails over Elias Dola. And that so easily could have been goal number 2. Borden Pala. That would have been a stunning goal.
That's a crucial goal line interception from Asnawi. The Super Chok is having an excellent start to this game. Wonderful attempt at goal by Borden. Dola is unable to get that one on target, but he's backing away as he hits that as well.
That's incredible technique.
Lovely technique. Wonderful defending from Asnawi. But Super Chok, with this role that he's got, you know, a lot of the focus on Chanatip, and rightly so, but Super Chok as well, I think, in the games that he's played for Thailand, has been brilliant to watch. And he's, again, I keep talking about, he's harping on this, but another player who I feel is sort of outgrown a Southeast Asian league, and perhaps can go in and test himself. I think he's ready, you know. At a certain point, you think of players like Kwang Hai, you think of players like Super Chok, they reach a certain level, and then
They've
to sort of
improve.
You feel like they need to move on.
Yeah, it's a step, isn't it, that a lot of these footballers will need to take. A few of these Thai footballers have done it. Of course, we've mentioned Chanatip. Tirasin has done it in the past. Tiraton, of course, has just returned from Japanese football. Can be done. Kawin has played in Belgium. Here come Indonesia. Free kick. Alfredo Dewanga. He's gone short. Is this what they were planning to do? Well, here's Irfan. And they've dealt with that pretty well. Tristan Doe clears it.
Just going back to Witan, because he was on the end of that one in the penalty area. And initially, every time he's on the ball, and obviously Thailand would have looked at this in the analysis, they would have looked at Witan as one of the players that obviously they have to keep an eye out on. And every time he's gotten the ball so far, especially in those central positions, Thailand have been very quick to make sure that they close him down. And done well there to close down Siwarak. Dedik leading the press.
Interesting that Indonesia have really rotated their forwards, haven't they? It looked for a while that Ezra Walian was the first choice striker. Then we've had Didik Setiawan, we've had Kushedjo, we've had Hannes. They all bring something a little bit different, don't they?
Yes, that playing profile, a different style of play, a different type of player that they've got. But what they perhaps are lacking is a real pure sort of finisher.
Well, not too many goals scored by the strikers at the moment. Ezra Walian with a couple. Talented won't get there.
And look, I mean, players who can finish are difficult to find, difficult to come by. Thailand have been blessed with some wonderful strikers over the years. They've got one here in Tirasin as well. And sometimes the difficulty is
LA Ice with Energize. Double layer cooling technology gives you the ultimate fresh sensation. LA Ice, King of Ice.
Huawei Nova 9, smartphone mid-range rasa flagship. Dengan 50 megapiksel ultra vision camera, bikin hasil foto kamu makin jernih. Ngevlog juga jadi makin oke dengan 32 megapiksel selfie camera. Dapatkan juga Huawei MateBook 14S. Laptop mewah dan ringan untuk dukung produktivitas kamu.
when you look at your domestic leagues and all your strikers are essentially foreign signings, it's very difficult for then the local strikers to get much game time or to really make an impact.
Of course, Thai strikers go back to the likes of Jatusuk and Piapong and legendary players. Wanapoki looking pensive, but I'm sure he'll be absolutely delighted with what he's seen. A little flick on there from Superchok. Brody won't get to it. Kritsada. Now Roller. He's got Irfan right in his tail. He's done well here, Roller. Superchok. Now Wiratep. Thailand just seem to have acres of space and time on the ball. Indonesia not able to get close. Tristan Doe. Now Board Impala. It's not happening at the moment for the Indonesians, and he's applauding these efforts.
Yeah, he's applauding the pressing.
Not bad for a side that doesn't keep possession, apparently, Russian. There was a little jibe in the press conference, wasn't there? And they've got 77% of the ball, and they're doing a lot with it as well, aren't they? But here come Indonesia. With an important touch. Now Irfan. Overlapping run. Edo Febriansha. Away by Kritsada. Double header from him to make sure.
Yeah, listen, I mean, obviously some mind games, right, at play.
We've enjoyed this. We've really enjoyed that.
I've just loved it. You know, we've seen the battles on the pitch, the tactical battles on the pitch, and the coaches as well on the touchline. You know,
this man does not hold back.
He doesn't, and he's such an experienced coach as well. So I mean, trust him. He knows what he's doing, especially in these press conferences.
Absolutely. Look, he talked about, I've won 20-odd titles as a manager and player. Of course, he was a bit of a legend at Seongnam. Won 6 league titles there and won the Champions League with them as a manager as well, and did so well with Korea, won the AFF Cup and then beat Germany in the World Cup in 2018. And he said, I want to transfer some of that mentality to my players. And he said, Indonesians are too nice, too friendly. I don't want him to be so friendly. He speaks his mind, Roshan. That might rub people off the wrong way sometimes. As Thailand come forward here with Superchok. Is there a foul there? Yes, it is.
Well, that was really well worked by Thailand again. They're a joy to watch in possession. I mean, the way they sort of worked it out from under pressure down that left-hand side, switch of play, find a link in Superchok there, who was aware enough to hold on to it. He knew he had to sort of wait for the run of the roller on the outside of him. Was able to turn away from that pressure, win a free kick in a really good position. No Tirathon for them though.
Yeah, this would be something he'd like to step up for. This is fairly central. There's a bit of a discussion.
He's not too bad as well, to be fair,
Bordin
Bodin.
Pala is saying, I want this one. Here's Bordin. We had a classic free kick from not too far away from that position a few days ago, Roshan. It'd be pretty hard to replicate that. But the final will be the perfect place to do it.
Yeah, I think he this is technique. You can see he's already looking up as he wants to hit that Bodin. His head goes up before he makes contact with the ball.
There's Sivarak, who's had to come in for Chachai, who sustained an injury in that second leg. He filled in very, very well. Elias Dola gets the header first. Delightful ball from Chanatip. Here's Bordin, he's looking for some support. It was excellent work, wasn't it, from Asnawi, who's tenacious, but has conceded a free kick here.
It's a really good battle. Down this side of the pitch, Asnawi is a very talented defender. It's a good challenge. Quick to get up on his feet to try and recover. And he needed to time this one really well. Just perhaps a little bit overzealous on the second one.
Another one of those, Roshan, that plays his football overseas.
That's right.
In Korea. Bordin Pala on the free kick again here. Bordin, ball does its job. Here's Chanatip. Wanted the touch, I think he would have wanted there. Titipan. Indonesia try to break forward. Witan Sulaiman, lovely touch from him. Slips that into Irfan, it bubbles around. They're asking for the penalty. Some of them, the referee points the other way. That has been the best attack so far.
Yeah, look and look at the player who's made that challenge. It's Chanatip. He's covered so much ground to get himself back there. And that's been one of the impressive things about Chanatip in this campaign, is his willingness to track back and help out defensively. It all started, I think we can see quite clearly that it's a foul to Thailand. Chanatip just gets across, he does well, uses his body well, and then gets a kick from Irfan. Here's another close-up for you. Goes right through the back of Chanatip's leg there.
It's a lot of ground, isn't it, that he's covered there, tracking back.
A wonderful move from Indonesia, though. It all started from Ricky Kambuaya, who beat a couple of Thai players. Played a lovely ball forward for Witan Sulaiman. That first touch from Witan was excellent because it continued the momentum of the move. Allowed him to play that attempted pass in behind.
Rolla. Back to Elias Dola. Here's Kritsada.
I think first time we've seen Kambuaya really get on the ball was just then.
We've said his name.
That's right. Not his fault, of course. It's been difficult for Indonesia to get anything done in possession.
What a touch that is from Supachok to Rolla, who's steaming into the penalty area. Laid back for Chanatip. Supachok. Now Wiratep taking a heavy touch. And perhaps here Indonesia can break again. Taken too long on the ball. Asnawi. There was space in midfield, wasn't there? Bordin. Straight to the keeper, that was offside. Russian, they've got to get that ball zip faster, don't they?
Yeah, and there was a real chance for Indonesia to break forward on the counter-attack. Asnawi, he needed to play that ball quicker. Instead, it broke down in midfield. Bordin's just offside. He does stray offside. You can see him just leaning forward. Flag gone up.
3, 2, 1.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine. Yanmar.
Yanmar.
Huawei Nova 9. Smartphone mid-range rasa flagship. Dengan 50 megapiksel ultra vision camera, bikin hasil foto kamu makin jernih. Ngevlog juga jadi makin oke dengan 32 megapiksel selfie camera. Dapatkan juga Huawei MateBook 14S. Laptop mewah dan ringan untuk dukung produktivitas kamu.
Good decision by the assistant referee.
At their pace rush and the counter-attack at the moment seems their best option, doesn't it?
Yeah.
The way that Thailand are coming and pressing them high.
You know, if they can get out of the counter press. That's the thing, they haven't been able to get out of Thailand's counter press. And counter press meaning the moment Thailand lose the ball, Thailand straight away want to win it back. So they're quick to close down again and try and win the ball back again. And Indonesia are sort of just panicking in those moments, in those possession phases. But you just look at the connections here between the Thai players, how close they are to each other. They're all moving in tandem, looking to provide support. I mean, those possession numbers are just ridiculous.
But it's one in which, different from some of the other possession stats we've seen, where Thailand are actually utilising this, aren't they, the possession?
Yeah, it's almost as if Poking has said, yeah, oh, so you said we're not doing well in possession. Okay, I'll show you.
Exactly.
It's almost as if it's taken it personally.
He was distinctly unamused by that whole possession comment. And certainly this feels, I think, if I'm not mistaken, this is more possession than they had against even the likes of Timor-Leste. They've absolutely dominated the ball, haven't they? Here's Wiratep. Now Tristan Doe. Here's Bordimpala. He's going on a surging run himself, Bordimpala. Rutan Sulaiman now for Indonesia. Two players right on him. You have not a moment to breathe when you have the ball if you're an Indonesian player.
This is what I was referring to. The moment they win it, Thailand are quick to just swarm around them. And if it takes conceding a free kick, sure, do it, because you break up that opportunity to counter-attack. And again, Witan, as I mentioned earlier, whenever he's on the ball, you see Thai players desperate to get around him defensively to try and stop him from doing anything. They're really nullifying Witan's threat at the moment.
Well, Mano Poking is of German and Brazilian descent. Bit of Gegen pressing from him, Russian perhaps. And that is away from Thirisan Dangda. This is without some 7 regulars today, Russian, as well. This is the ability of this side. That's a scary thing, isn't it? Now Ferdinand Dewanga. Now Asnawi. Rutan Sulaiman gives that away rather cheaply. Back with Thailand. That's why they've seen so little of the ball. Just can't hold on to it even when they do have it. Supachok.
Yeah, the level of talent sort of coming through in these countries is just incredible. I mean, yes, you talk about population and all that, and sure, they've got a bigger talent pool, but also, I think football is life in these places, you know? It's a massive part of the culture.
Yeah, if you visited Indonesia or Thailand, you see every patch of grass, any plot, little space. Kids are playing. Great to see. Supachok. Here's Thirisan. Waiting for that little overlapping run from Bordimpala. Oh, he's found some space there, Thirisan, and the shot is wide. He wants that second.
The combinations are just outstanding from Thailand. I mean, the way they're able to just pass it through this Indonesian side, it's just too easy. And they are making it look easy. It's not easy, but they're making it look so simple. And again, pressing here to win the ball back.
Here's Tristan Doe. They've got a corner here, Thailand. There was a moment in that earlier move where Rahmat was talking to Risky about go for the man, track him, keep an eye on him. They're not able to, Russian, at the moment. The movement is amazing.
keep up with the level, the quality, the pace of the movement, and how quickly the ball is moving as well. You see it from Thailand. It's 1 and 2 touch play. It's 1 and 2 touch play, and it moves on to the next player. And then when they need to show that quality, that individual quality to beat a man or to hang on to it, to draw players towards them before releasing it into space, they know when to do that as well. Awareness of the spaces that they're in. They're just in complete control of this game so far.
Trying to tip. Well, they're going to go short. Well, they do, but it's to Kritsada. Charged down by Didik Setiawan. And it's a foul by the Thai skipper.
They lose it, they press again, can't win it, foul, stop the play, get everyone back into defensive shape, get themselves organized. That experience coming in handy. And speaking of experience, you brought up average ages earlier. I had a bit of a chuckle to myself because I remember speaking to Haris Harun, the Singapore captain, recently, and was asking him about Singapore being the oldest side in the competition and whether that was a cause for concern. He said he doesn't think so because the only reason the average age is up so high is because of Hassan Sani. So and I was thinking about Thailand, and you mentioned Thailand.
Yeah.
Second oldest?
Yeah, second oldest. Siwarak
and Siwarak is what, 37?
Correct. So he's bringing the average up. Flag has stayed down for Didik. It's out by Elias Dola. We're going to have the first Indonesian corner. Now he's just having a chat here with Asnawi Shintae-yong. I think he's just trying to organise that defence, isn't he?
Yeah, I think he's just trying to make sure that they're shifting together as a unit and staying tight and moving together, because at times they're getting dragged out of position.
Using the assistant coach Nova Arianto to translate his thoughts. But it's up the other end at the moment that Indonesia focus our attentions on. Kritsada had being fouled. The referee will not let that corner be complete.
Well, there's a foul there on Kritsada. This goes for a bit of a lie down.
Well, it's been that easy for them, is it, at the back? They haven't really been troubled, have they, Roshan, at the other end? No shots at all, no attempts. They've barely gotten to the final third, Indonesia. And you contrast that with 7 shots from Thailand. 4 of them inside the box, 2 of them on target.
LA Ice with Energize. Double layer cooling technology gives you the ultimate fresh sensation. LA Ice, king of ice.
3, 2, 1.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine. Yanmar.
If we're being really picky, Roshan, should there be a goal or 2 more higher than what they've got now? That's been really critical though, isn't it? It's just been a joy to watch.
Being hyper critical. I mean, there's always going to be something you can pick out, right?
That looked the late challenge by Elias Dola. Play will continue for the moment. And Dola's walking away. Elias Dola, he knows exactly what's going to happen next. Rahmat Irianto, late challenge on him.
That's a late challenge, and he's gone lunging in from quite far off. It looks like Irianto could be okay. Poor challenge from Dola.
Part of their naturalized contingent. Elias Dola, born in Sweden. Moved to Thailand a couple of years ago. 1.96 meters. By the way, he's just gone down now, Elias Dola.
Yeah, I think he felt a bit of strain there. He was actually, as he ran off and tried to run away from the referee, he felt a bit of strain. Looks like he could have just jarred his knee, perhaps.
So they've got, if there's a problem here, there's no Manuel Beer. They've got Paui.
Yeah.
If they need. So let's remind you of the goal.
I mean, it's great work, you know, just again these triangles here. Super Chok just peeling out to the right hand side initially. Roller with that underlapping run on the inside of him, ability to beat a couple of players, and then on the defensive side, the two Indonesian central midfielders getting completely dragged across and not winning the ball there. Both players getting dragged across into that position. It's left that gap for Chanatip to then have a shot at goal there. The central defenders couldn't step up quickly enough into him. Wonderful work from Thailand on the right-hand side. Great work from Roller. And then a fine finish. Quality finish from Chanatip. Comes into him first time. Into the back of the net. No chance for Nadeo.
Well, they're taking some time here with Dola, Elias Dola, who's not walking particularly comfortably. And I think they just want a word here on what to do next. Polking is still asking, what's the assessment? He's been told just to hold off for a minute.
Well, Poklo has just gone off to increase the intensity of his warm-up.
For a second there, did we think he was going to possibly come on there? But it is going to be Elias Dola to return to the pitch, it looks like at the moment. That's the first attempt for the Indonesians.
Yeah, and again, the player who starts it is Kambuaya with a wonderful driving run. He's carrying the ball forward, creating that bit of space for Asnawi. Really drifted in field, didn't he, Asnawi? On his left foot. A bit more encouragement from Indonesia, perhaps. Yeah. Especially with Kambuaya, if they can try and find him on the ball a little bit more. He's got that capacity to run with it. The interesting thing with Kambuaya, just talking to one of the Indonesian backroom staff, said that when they went to scout a match, they weren't particularly looking at him, but he was the outstanding player in that game that they went to watch, and they thought, you know, this guy could make a big difference on the international stage, and that's how he was really sort of first spotted and brought into the setup. You can see confirmation there. Dola is not going to be fit enough to continue.
There's a problem there for Dola. Now, the like-for-like change would be Paui. We saw Pokla Anand stripping off. They are going to have to make that change. They don't have too many other options. And that is a real shame for Elias Dola. And we'll be hoping that he might be available for the second leg. Remember, in the second leg, they moved to a back three in the second half. Well, good luck to those guys carrying the stretcher. He's huge, almost 2 meters tall. They're going to have quite the task now, carrying him off.
I'm interested to see just how they sort of restructure this.
It is Pokla Anand. So there you go. 6 of them have to stretcher Elias Dola off.
looks for now like Wiratep has just dropped into central defence alongside Kritsada. See if that stays that way.
One of the veterans now this side, 30 years of age, Plokla Anand, fast approaching his half-century of caps for Thailand. Made his debut back in 2011. Playing with Bangkok United.
And the challenge from Witan on board in.
So yeah, Wiratep is the man, as Roshan mentioned, who goes in to the heart of defence. Roller, flag is down for Supachok. And they managed to get that away through Risky.
You can't pin Supachok down. His movement is excellent. And the freedom that they've got, these Thai players, to just get into different positions and still retain a defensive structure, and still retain an organized structure, even with these free-flowing sort of attacks.
Roller back to Supachok. Now trying to get to the attack here is Plokla Anand. Supachok. He looks at the officials. No penalty forthcoming. Here come Indonesia. Look at that pace there on the far side by Alfred Devanga. Witan Sulaiman. Devanga surely! Oh, he's put that over! A gilt-edged opportunity. What a run though he had from one end of the pitch to the other.
3, 2, 1.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine. Yanmar.
LA Ice with Energize. Double layer cooling technology gives you the ultimate fresh sensation. LA Ice, king of ice.
You're not going to get a better opportunity than that.
Oh, that's a big opportunity for Indonesia. And again, it's on the counter-attack. This is where they've looked the most threatening. Wonderful ball played across. Initially for Dedik. Witan making a great run. Alfiandra, I mean, credit to him. From where he started to where he ends up in the area there. It takes a bit of a bobble, but you expect him to finish. He's got all the time in the world, really, to even sort of just take a touch if he wants to. But even if he hits it first time, you have a look at the technique there again. As he hits it, he's looking up. He's not got his body over the ball to try and keep it down and on target.
Not normally that high up the pitch as well, is he? Alfredo Devanga, and that would have been 1-1. Right back in this. Went through the legs as well, it appeared, of Tristan Doe. That ball across from Witan Sulaiman.
Yeah, and Tristan, he had to come across. He had to go across to take care of that run from Dedik Setiawan. And that's why you had that gap there.
So Supachok felt he should have been given a penalty.
I mean, I saw it in real time. I didn't think so. I think it's a soft one. I don't think that's a penalty at all. He's trying to con the referee into blowing for a penalty. He just realized, Supachok, that he wasn't really going anywhere. And
so Rahmat Irianto, second time he's gone down. And a common change we've seen in this tournament, if he doesn't carry on, is, well, he looks okay, but there's Evan Dimas replaces him, but he will for now continue. So there've been a few little bright moments here for Indonesia, and they're only a goal down.
Yeah, it's still very much in the game. Let's remember again, first leg, still with the second leg to go. It's important that they don't let Thailand run away with this and kill things off in this one. But you wonder if there are going to be bigger issues for Thailand now with Elias Dola leaving central defense, that changes it up a little bit. Weerattap having to drop into that position and having to do a job. It's not a role that he's been playing in for this side. And you wonder what kind of confusion that may cause. It disrupts the fluidity and the flow of the team structure, of the team shape.
Here he is now, Weerattap. Gordon goes down. Official, by the way, from Saudi Arabia, Al-Hunfud Shukri.
Challenge there on Borden. Again, they're just trying to maintain their control over this one, Thailand, the way they were passing it around so comfortably. In that interchange of positions, so Pitiwat just a little bit further forward. By the way, it's another central midfielder who's dropped into the center of defense, Weerattap. Going back to that theory.
Yeah, that theory. He's doing it effortlessly. We'll see, shall we? Here's Tristan Doe. Tirasin. Dropped a bit deep here, Tirasin. Rebanga clears up. Tristan Doe. It's not a great ball, is it, from Borden Pala? I'm fascinated to see how Thailand approached the second half of this tie, because they had a lead, they were superior to Vietnam in all departments, and then they went for containment and management. And you heard from Poking post that match saying that was a bit of a mistake from him.
Yeah, I remember that.
3 minutes of added time.
I think because first half of that one, they were leading 2-0 one day. So I think they had a little bit more of a platform to defend it. I think you want to sort of maintain your control in this game. They've done so well to make sure that Indonesia can't find a rhythm, can't settle into any sort of passing momentum or passing rhythm in this game. And you want to make sure you don't allow them to gain any sort of confidence.
Well, that won't fall for Didik. Here's Afrian Debanga. High boot from him, though.
Well, yeah, wonderful work from Alfiandra. Just keeps the ball really well under pressure. So again, picking up the second ball with Pitiwat, was able to just get a toe in.
Here's Supachok. He's got Roller on the outside. Interchange of passes between the two of them. Lovely bit of work here from Supachok. He's still going. Now Borden Pala. Oh, that was almost a brilliant goal, an excellent save from Nadeo. But boy, we would have been gushing had that gone in.
This guy's quality, Nadeo. He's keeping Indonesia in this game. But Supachok once more picks it up, spins away, 1, 2, 3 pirouette, and then that presence of mind. He draws defenders in towards him, creates a bit of space for Borden. Look at this. Look at this. I mean, this is beautiful from Supachok. This is a move that deserved the goal. Borden looking to try and just curl it in towards that far post. Wonderful save from Nadeo.
He was the third choice goalkeeper coming into this. Amazing. Didn't start the first game, was only came on when Imando had an injury in the warm-up. And he's been brilliant ever since. Here's Weerattap. Another safe pair of hands there. Nadeo Agriwanata from Bali United. Here's Rahma Erianto. And it's a pretty decent ball, but it's offside with Tan Sulaiman. And before you know it, this first half has come to a close. A first half in which Thailand have been absolutely magnificent. Chanatip Songkrasin scoring the quickest goal in AFF Suzuki Cup final history in just the second minute. And Roshan, they never really looked back after that, except not able to get a second goal.
Yeah, not really able to sort of...
3, 2, 1.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine. Myanmar.
3, 2, 1.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine. Myanmar.
Punish Indonesia fully. And I mean, Indonesia have struggled to get into this game, get to grips with the pace of this game. Big chance through Alfeandra, despite the difficulties in the first half. They could have been going into the break on level terms if Alfeandra had taken that opportunity. But so far, I mean, when you think about
as expected,
how the game has gone, excellent control from Thailand, wonderful display from them.
So at halftime here at the National Stadium in the AFF Suzuki Cup 2020.
Just like for like, Alkenberg is still going into central defense. Still with that four-man back line.
It appeared, Roshan, that they were struggling. Fakhruddin was struggling, wasn't he, with the pace. 32-year-old veteran defender. They seem to be struggling with the pace, particularly of Bordin Pala on that left-hand side for Thailand.
I mean, if that was the case, it's an interesting one, because I don't think Elkan Bagat is that pacey as well. So you've now got two young central defenders in there, Rizky and Elkan Bagat. You've taken out experience in Fakhruddin. You've added a bit more experience in midfield in Evan Dimas.
Might see a bit more of Alfredo Devanga, perhaps, just hanging back. We'll see. Forward by Asnawi. It looks like they are certainly trying to be a bit more aggressive if they can. Kadek Agung just muscled off the ball far too easily. Elkan Bagat came in from Ipswich under 23s, another one they're pinning a lot of hopes on. He's had a very eventful AFF Suzuki Cup. Resisted attempts at first to play for Indonesia. But flew in for this tournament and played one match, then got quarantined, and then scored a goal on his return against Malaysia.
It's quite interesting the way he's been used by Indonesia,
like
isn't it? I mean,
second half impact.
It's almost like he's always coming on at half-time. Just see Witan. Maybe knocked to the back. What they needed to adjust was the left back position as Alfeandra. Which have dropped into that part of the pitch.
Here's Tirasin Dunga, plenty of Thai attackers. Look at that overlapping run on the left-hand side. They just took a little bit too much on the ball there. Koklo Anand.
Swift counter from Thailand there. You get the players pouring forward. with a high starting position there for Thailand again. Applying their pressure on the short goal kicks out.
So Fakhruddin Arianto replaced by Elkan Baggett. Edo Febriansyah, the left back, of course, he came in today for the suspended Pratama Arhan. Had quite a tough task on his hands, keeping Supachok and Roller quiet. He has to go as well. Replaced by Evan Dimas, and Rahmat Irianto is the other one who has left the pitch. Evan Dimas replaces him. Well worth a shot, why not? Taking a bit of a deflection. Supachok's effort, and it will be a corner.
He's been everywhere for Thailand. Here he is popping up in a central position. And that would have troubled the goalkeeper. I think it had not taken a bit of a deflection.
Indonesian fans trying their best here to show support for their team. Pretty even numbers in here tonight. Ball in Pala. Kept alive here by Poklanan. Chanatip out across the board in. Some ball in, but it's headed away by Rizky.
A brave header away. Brave header away, the second one from Alfriandra. Had to put his head on that. Anticipating the possible contact from Supachok. Get bodies in there and taking on personal responsibility. If the attack crosses that come in.
Interesting little switch, isn't it, to have him now at left wing back.
Well, that's right.
Fernando Devanga.
And in the first half, Thailand got quite a bit of joy down that right-hand side, Indonesia's left. Looks like it was something that they needed to address just at half-time. Decided to go with that switch.
Witan Sulaiman, quick ball in. You can see what he was attempting to do with Didik. That's solid, isn't it? From the makeshift centre-back today. Wirata up the other end. Here comes Supachok. He's steaming in. Cuts inside Elkan Baggett. Still Supachok. He goes back to Chanatip. Goal number 2. A fantastic counter-attack by Thailand.
Just too good. Individual quality and brilliance. Giving Thailand this goal. Supachok. Absolutely superb. They win it there. Nothing wrong with that tackle. And they go from penalty box to penalty box. Just have a look at this. 3 players up front. The first touch in there into Supachok. And then for him to carry the ball all the way forward. Turns it around, gets himself closed down by 3 Indonesian defenders. But Chanatip on hand after he played their first pass into Supachok. Joining in the attack. Changing the angle of the run. Starting from a deeper position. Closer to the left-hand side, drifts in field into the middle of the penalty box. Just
3, 2, 1.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine.
Football is our engine. Yanmar.
LA Ice with Energize. Double layer cooling technology gives you the ultimate fresh sensation. LA Ice, king of ice.
Side foots it past Nadeo. I think sees the ball late.
He only scores in first legs, Roshan. That's 2 apiece in the semi-final first leg, and now here in the final first leg. Maybe he had a chance for a hat-trick against Vietnam. And his penalty right down the middle was very easily saved. And now a lot of work to do for the Indonesians. We were speculating, weren't we, before halftime, how they would approach the second half. Perhaps they learnt from that previous game against Vietnam, and they've come out guns blazing.
Well, first of all, excellent centre-forward play by Tirasin. And yeah, again, you said you want to maintain that element of control. You know, you want to make sure that Indonesia don't get into any sort of rhythm. As you have a look at the top scorer's charts here, he's gone top there, ahead of Tirasin, both on 4 goals each. Still plenty of time for that to change.
Tirasin looking, of course, to extend his lead at the top of the all-time scorers charts. Here is Supachok. Oh, that's not that far away, is it? Another one that's worth the effort, Pokloanan.
You know, the way Thailand are going at the moment, this could be over after the first leg. Just
remembering how they shut up shop in the second leg against Vietnam, having a 2-0 lead. If they wanted
were able to do that against perhaps coming into this the best side in Southeast Asia at the moment in Vietnam. Just in complete control, Thailand.
Here is Port Impala, and without many of their regulars. So impressive. And more to come from this side. Kritsada. They've also been stung, Roshan. I think you and I have talked about this throughout the tournament. That they've been stung a little bit by the criticism. They had a poor World Cup campaign by their high standards.
Yeah.
Being bundled out